Welcome everyone! In this video, we are in the Great League showcasing another very powerful team featuring Vigoroth. Vigoroth got a nice little buff this season with Rock Slide, and I thought, what better team suited for Vigoroth than this classic team? Very classic team for this channel. Vig will be the safe swap along with Scrafty in the back to close the game strong. The idea with this team, safe swap in the Vigoroth, secure a shield advantage or flip switch, clearing the way for Scrafty to sweep. And rounding out this classic team comp here, Skarmory also received a nice buff with Steel Wing, and again, it just made perfect sense. Those two on the same team with the new buffs. Yeah, you can't go and buff Vigoroth and Skarmory and expect me not to run them on this classic line. But here we go, Alolan Sandslash. That's actually pretty good for Skarm these days. But in classic ABB fashion, you have to draw out that counter user, and that's precisely what we do as we aggressively pivot into our Vigoroth, drawing out a Medicham here. A newly severely nerfed Medicham, I must add. But we are so far ahead, going for Body Slam number 2 here. And they shield. They definitely did not need to shield that. They would have done just fine in the zeros here. But they do give up an early shield. And they're running Power Punch, so even more so. They didn't have to shield that, but they likely wanted to protect that Power Up Punch boost. Again, which a lot of inexperienced trainers do tend to do. So they do counter us down. We're back in with our Skarmory, and they hit us with another Power Punch. Pup Medi can be quite the handful for the Flyers that take neutral damage from fighting type damage. So much so that we're going to actually throw to leave a little bit of meat on the bone for our Skarmory. We still don't know what they have in the back, and they would have certainly gotten to another Power Punch. So we see that they have a Lanturn, so didn't necessarily need to preserve our Skarm, but you never know. Better to be safe than sorry. And this is just a Surf. They did not even build up to the Thunderbolt. We're just going to look to get to back-to-back foul plays. They are down a shield. They might be expecting a Power Punch bait, but we know better with Scrafty. We go right for that foul play, and they do let that go. I would much rather them let a foul play go than a risky Power Punch bait. And speaking of Power Punch, this Lanturn is so low that we can just go straight pup from here on out. And we also want to boost our counter damage for that A-Slash still lurking in the back, because we are low, but the boosted counters are absolutely going to shred through that A-Slash. So, this one is just about done. You will see that second counter did register, and we were just a few steel wings off. All we needed was a resisted sky attack. We say bye-bye to the A-Slash, courtesy of our Skarm, still with a shield to spare. You love to see it. Good game, well played to them. Yeah, for me, with this team, getting back into it, it was like riding a bike, my friends. But here we go. Jellicent, not great with our Steel Wing fast move. Of course, with the water typing, it does resist Steel type damage. So we pivot into our Vigoroth. So I really wasn't sure how this matchup goes with Rock Slide. I would imagine it's not too bad. Likely very similar to what it was with Bulldoze, but they do let our Rock Slide through. And they bank a Surf, and they pivot into a Wiggly. So we're going to go for the Body Slam here. Not the best timing. It's hard to know if they get one turn bring in, but we're going to look to throw with proper timing this time around. And if you're wondering why we didn't go Rock Slide, I actually don't want this Wiggly getting too low, because I want to farm some more with my Skarm. So that was calculated, but generally, if you know you're only going to get to one move, you go for the harder hitting move. So we're back in with our Skarm here. They're going to hit us with an Ice Beam. Hello. Maybe they didn't get the memo. Maybe they ran out of TMs, but you definitely want to be running the new Icy Wind on your Wiggly if you so choose. But we are up a shield. They come back in with a Jelly, and they immediately throw. We are debuffed. I'm going to shield this just in case this is a disgusting double charm line. I want to have a healthy Skarm for that, and we pivot into our Scrafty, and they're staying in a little bit here. Always looking to bank a move, it seems. and they have a Shadow Vic in the back. So glad I did preserve the Skarm. We are at back-to-back foul plays, and as we all know, Shadow Vic does not tank damage very well at all. So it's a good thing we did get to that back-to-back. Gonna go for this next one. They have no shields. It basically KOs, and they do make it to a Leaf Blade. We're gonna let Scrafty go. They have shields down. We have energy on our Skarm. We let this go. One Steel Wing gets us to the Brave Bird, and we all know what's coming. We all know what's coming here up against this Jelly. We hit this Brave Bird. We say bye-bye to the Jelly, and Skarm closes the game strong. You love to see it. What a fun line. What an effective line. Good game, well played to them. This ABB-style team was putting in work in Season 17 of Go Battle Again, especially when you get a Wiggly lead. Skarm loves to see it when it has Steel Wing. They safe swap a Licky, and we're actually going to meet this with our Scrafty. Both of our two Pokemon in the back, of course, are excellent answers to Lickitung, but obviously with them having a Wiggly, you want to put the Scrafty here. So with Wiggly, I go Foul Play and Counter Down. But for this particular team, I want to boost the counter damage as the Wiggly is coming in. So generally, I would not throw this power-up punch here, but we will throw it here just to boost the counter damage for the Wiggly. That's undoubtedly going to come back in. We're not going to make it to a move anyways, so we might as well boost that damage here. Or we could have just thrown it on the Wiggly. Either one is fine. It's just, I think we're splitting hairs at that point, but we have the alignment, which is what's most important. They don't stick around as expected. They make a play into a Whiscash, and we're going to put Vigoroth on this Whiscash here. Going to shield up what is undoubtedly a Scald, and we do successfully shield up the Scald. Of course, they want to fish for that now. 50% chance to lower our attack here. And they go Mud Bomb here. That's fine. We survive that, and we've got two Body Slams locked and loaded here for the Whiscash. Going to rip off Body Slam number 1. They do shield that, and we will look to CMP tie. I'm expecting them to just go straight Mud Bomb from here on out to keep up with our pacing, and they do let that one go. Yeah, they're in a rough spot. It was pretty rough having a Wiggly on the Skarm and a very spammy Vigoroth here, but they are trying their best as they do successfully snipe us, denying us the energy. Very well played by them, but it is just too little too late, I'm afraid. Skarmory just runs right through these fairies like you wouldn't believe. We try to deny them the energy, but they're not having that. They want to get that debuff off, but it does not matter. We can let this go. Hits us for neutral damage. Doesn't have stab, but we can farm this thing all the way down to Funky Town and hit that Whiscash, and they do recognize that it's not trending in the right direction. They exit stage left. Good game, well played to them. This team, this classic line, now better than ever with the new Season 17 buffs for Skarmory and Vigoroth. But here we go. Beautiful Dragonite lead. They safe swap a Lickitung. So from a team reading perspective, this is looking like a very strong line that was very popular last season with a Dragonite lead, Lickitung safe swap, and a Registeel in the back. So that's what we're playing with in mind, which is why we meet this with our Vigoroth. If there is a Steel type in the back, we want to save our Scrafty for that. So we just throw one Body Slam. We don't need to shield a thing here. One Body Slam plus a counter down is all you need to leave this matchup in a good spot with your Vigoroth. So that's precisely what we're going to do. We get a little low, but we've got loads of energy here. They can bring that Dragonite back in all they want, but no, they don't. They know better. They have an Azu, so it's not what I was thinking, but very close. They have an Azumarill. I have seen it with Lanturn as well. But we're just going to throw with proper timing, guys. If you run a 2-turn fast move and your opponent has a 3-turn, you'll want to be throwing on 1, 4, 7, or 10. So as you can see there, we're throwing one counter and then our charge attack, which is absolutely what you want to do. That is just to maximize your energy and do not allow them to get more energy than necessary. We don't quite get off that final Body Slam, which is unfortunate, but we're just going to throw Scrafty in here. Now knowing the full team, Scrafty is totally disposable. Nearly one-shots with a Play Rough, and we aggressively pivot into our Skarmory and trying to Steel Wing down the Azu. They do make it to a potential Hydro Pump. We will shield that, and that is an amazing shield there. That would have likely been lights out if we had let that go. So thank goodness we did not. And all they have left really is this squishy Shadow Dragonite. We did grab that first shield, and we will undoubtedly grab the second, as I would imagine they would want to put up a fight. We called this successfully. I'm thinking there's no way they debuff themselves at this juncture of the match. And now we will shield what is another Dragon Claw here, and we do just about have the back-to-back, I do believe. Yes, we do have the back-to-back now. And this will be just about all she wrote for this poor Shadow Dragonite line here. They can shield all they want, but we had another one locked and loaded here. Go and hit all those bubbles. We say bye-bye to the Dragonites, and we will Steel Wing down that Skarmory. Holy smokes, this thing vastly improved, closing out yet another endgame. Good game, well played to them. Oh, always a fun time with this ABB style team here. But here we go. Nightmare lead. Talonflame going to go into our Vigoroth. Talonflame does core break this team a little bit, but not impossible. They meet us with their own Vigoroth. So that's generally not a best practice to come into a mirror at a energy disadvantage. But we're going to take what they give us here. We do have to shield this. I elected to go for the health advantage. Maybe could have gone for the energy advantage with a farm down. But that's the route we chose here. I do imagine they're going to come back in with that Talonflame, and we will make it to a move here. And fake a rock slide. I think we should have gone all the way up to the rock slide, but I don't think it really matters. We get the shield anyways, and they will farm us down. So now we've got some thinking to do. We're going to throw 2 and catch what should absolutely be a flame charge onto our Scrafty. Gonna try our very best here with this massive core breaker, and we do catch that flame charge, and they meet us with a Serperior. So this is not looking good, guys. Serperior is just a little too strong in this neutral matchup here, but we're gonna try our best. We're gonna go for a foul play and undercharge, because I want them to take us out, and I want this thing to be as healthy as possible. So we're trying to let them farm us down, but they somehow know to attack precisely when we do, in perfect synchronicity. What talent they have. Holy smokes. But a little fishy there, but yeah, we're going to press on, and they're going to hit us with resisted damage until we farm this thing all the way down here. We have to absolutely load up with as much energy as possible here. And I'm thinking maybe their one shot is to try and call a bait. So we're actually going to go for the Brave Bird. We absolutely have to shield this if we have any hope. They have to call a bait. We are absolutely loaded. I think the lose con is to try and bait, because the Sky Attack's not going to KO, and they're already boosted. But they shield the Brave Bird. Gonna try, but we don't get new mechanic. Holy smokes, that was so close. Maybe a Sky Attack would have done it, but I don't know. But yeah, very close. Good game, well played to them. Man, we were so close in that last one, despite the Talonflame. Holy smokes, that was razor thin. But here we go. Another Nightmare lead Lanturn. Gonna safe swap Vigoroth here for this Lanturn. They're staying in a little bit. Very interesting to see. We're going to hold on to the energy, or, well, we should have held on to the energy, I should say, but they make a very, very clutch and lucky catch, I should say, onto this Skarmory. And now we will throw the neutral hitting rock slide on the Skarm. We do thoroughly outpace this thing, and I'm quite confident, seeing them let this go, that we can flip this and control the alignment. We don't want that Lanturn anywhere near our Skarmory. So we do shield that Sky Attack, and we're going to throw the Body Slam here to see if they want to shield or give a switch advantage. They should probably take the shield advantage, but they choose not to. And I don't think I want to go down on shield, so we do let this go. What we're going to do, we don't have alignment, might as well come in with our Scrafty and get ahead on energy. So that's the plan here. It'll be interesting to see what they come in with. I would imagine they would want to save the Lanturn for the Skarm, but they don't. They come in with the Lanturn, so we're actually going to shield this. Seeing that, picking up on that very odd play pattern, I'm reading that something in the back is weak to a Scrafty. So we're going to put the pressure on this Lanturn, go for a foul play, They're at 5 sparks. They need 8 to get to a Thunderbolt, so we're going to catch the next Thunderbolt onto Skarmory, seeing it as being expendable. They have to be weak to a Scrafty in the back. There's no way they don't preserve that Lanturn for the Skarm, and they were weak to the Scrafty. They've got a Ferrothorn lurking. So we're going to go for a Sky Attack bait. If they're counting, they would know that we're at a Brave Bird, but they still let that go. So very interesting for them to see. Although neutral, it still would have done quite a bit of neutral damage onto this Ferrothorn. They go for the Thunder. They have overloaded quite a bit. But we do survive one of any move, and this thing is quite low, courtesy of our Skarmory putting in the work on it, so we can easily just farm all the way down. That Lanturn hanging on by a thread. They are energy dry because we made a very clutch catch onto our Skarmory. We could just go straight pup from here on out, grabbing the shield on the first, and we can actually make it to the foul play. Gonna finish this thing off in style with the overkill foul play. We say bye-bye to the Lanturn, and Scrafty is left standing in the end to close the game strong. Good game, well played to them. So yeah, guys, the Skarmory double counter backline back on the map, better than ever. And here we go, especially when you pick up a juicy Serperior lead. You'd love to see it if you're Skarmory. Looks like they might have lagged a little bit. They safe swap an Umbreon, and we promptly meet that with our Scrafty, and they wanted no part of that. And quite frankly, I don't blame them. Good game, well played to them. Man, that last trader was like, nope, I'm out of here. Not dealing with this nonsense. But here we go. Dragonair lead. You'd love to see it again if you're Skarmory. Skarmory, so good. So good now with the newly buffed Steel Wing. It's a beautiful thing. So with that lead, generally with that team, you have a Medicham and a Steel type in the back. So they made the decision very easy for us. They've got an Azu, so it's not quite looking like the conventional line Medicham and Steel/Carbink in the back. They have an Azu. We let the Hydro Pump go as we do survive with our Vigoroth. Gonna preserve that Skarmory for that Dragonair. There could still be a Medi in the back, so we'll have to tread lightly here. But we're going to just look to throw with proper timing on 4 here. As I mentioned, if you run a 2-turn fast move up against a 3, you'll want to be throwing on 1, 4, 7, or 10. And I do think our rank 6 Vig might just make it there. We do. And now they have some decisions to make. We've already grabbed 1 shield. Do they want to give up both shields? They do. Holy smokes. I'll take that 1,000%. They did show Hydro Pump. They are at Hydro Pump energy. We're going to shield this here just out of caution. Would like to preserve some health on our Skarm. And they did bait us with a Play Rough, and this is just another Play Rough, so we will let this go here. And look to farm down, but they've got their own Skarmory in the back. So we're actually going to go for the Resisted Brave Bird, although Resisted does some considerable damage, and now it's Scrafty time. We have more than enough health to take care of that Dragonair still remaining on the team here. Although we will shield up the super effective Sky Attack here and look to just get to back-to-back foul plays. 1 for the Skarm and definitely 1 for that Dragonair. Maybe Pup would have done the trick, but not quite. But it's fine. Better to be safe than sorry. Yeah, I think Pup definitely would have been enough. That's okay. The Dragonair does have energy, but I knew that we definitely survive one of any move from that Dragonair. Scrafty has some very respectable bulk in the Great League, and they do elect to throw immediately, but as I said, we do survive, and we're going to fire right back with a foul play. They will survive this as well. But it is just about over. We're going to snipe it with our Skarm, and that Azu's hanging on by a thread. It goes down to a Steel Wing. I'm telling you guys, holy smokes, this team still putting in the work in Season 17. Good game, well played. So yeah, again, guys, I'm here to let you know this team back on the map, still very effective now. Here we go. Swampert. Not ideal with Skarmory, as with the water typing. They are resisting our fast move pressure. So we're going to play this a little carefully here. I'm sure that they're expecting us to Brave Bird and retreat, so we're actually going to conserve a little bit of energy and bait them with a Sky Attack, assuring a shield, but still having a little bit of energy stored as we pivot into our Vigoroth here. We want to draw out anything that Scrafty doesn't really want to see with Vigoroth. We do let that Hydro Cannon go, and they anticipate that we would throw. They catch that onto a Serperior, so good play by them. They are still down a shield, but we don't want to get this Serperior too low, guys. If they present a grass type to you, you will want to take full advantage of that and leave it as healthy as possible. So I'm employing a little bit of what I refer to as intermittent tapping. I don't generally like to just completely stop tapping because a lot of trainers are onto that and they'll stop attacking as well, and then you're in a really awkward staring contest. So I just intermittent tap. But I digress. We do leave it healthy enough to get a sizable farm here. They did take out our Vigoroth, and they can throw whatever they want. That Swampert does have energy. They can't farm down. I'm expecting a blind throw, so we are ready, spamming that switch button, expecting the blind throw. So we do catch that onto our Scrafty, and it'll be interesting to see what they want to do here. They do want to stay in a little bit, it seems. So we will shield now. We are still holding on to 2 shields. Going to shield this. Still not quite sure what they could have in the back. And we will just go straight pup. If they want to stay in here, they may be weak in the back to our Scrafty. It would be good to preserve some health and boost our counter damage. They are weak to a Scrafty, so I had my suspicions, and holy smokes! Oh, this A-Slash never stood a chance, my goodness. So throwing the pup to boost the damage was the play. We delete that A-Slash, and we could just boost and counter down that Swampert, and that was all she wrote, my friends. Holy smokes, this team still putting in the work in Season 17. It absolutely warms my heart, this team. I have a soft spot for on this channel. I've run it quite a bit in the past. Those of you who've been with the channel for quite some time will know exactly what I mean. So yeah, with Skarm and Vig getting some buffs this season, I said, there's no way I'm not running this team. It has too much history on this channel, and my goodness, I'm glad I did, because it is very much improved, very much back on the map with this old classic line for this channel. Guys, you saw it, put in the work. It is very good, better than ever. But guys, I had a blast. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, I thank you for watching, and keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.